trying to do it as smooth as possible. There we go. Hello, everyone. People who are hanging out. That was a little intro song done by xWilyWilly, courtesy of Burnout Vaughn and WilyWilly. I'm very thankful to get to show it to y'all, and I'm thankful to run the first session here live, actually. First one, the session 0 is recorded and on my YouTube, if folks really want to check that out. And that is where I will be uploading all of these for, saving them's sake, I suppose. But I am here with my lovely friends, and we're gonna take things might be feel a little weird compared to if you listen to the session 0. I've been if you want to listen to that, it was me stumbling through my very first session of running masks, so I was still learning quite a lot at the time. But I am definitely a little bit more comfortable and going to be trying things at a different pace today. And joining me for these games are my lovely friends here. We're going to go in hero order today, so it's across the screen. Ray, if you would like to introduce yourself and who you'll be playing.
Yes, hello. I am Ray, also known as Key Ink or Calligraphy Ink on various platforms. I will be playing Lucky Aurora, the hero Lucky Aurora, whose real name is Aurora, playing as the Star.
Heck yeah. The Star and the systems we're playing, just real quick, Star is one of the playbooks or the styles of hero that you can play in the game Masks, which is the TTRPG that we're going to be playing. It's a Powered by the Apocalypse TTRPG, a lot more narrative than other people might be expecting. So if you are familiar with Gateway, it's going to be more similar to that kind of game than it is a type of, Gateway, than a type of traditional-esque Dungeons and Dragons TTRPG. But yeah, Star is pretty good. But Aqua, or not Aqua. Oh yes, Aqua. Aqua, you're right down on the list, but you're also next. So go ahead, introduce yourself and your character as well.
Well, that works out. So yes, I'm Aqua, also known as Aqua Sylph on Twitch and Blue Sky, and I'm not on Instagram on that name. But anyway, I play Cosmic Rain, or Rain for short, as the outsider for our game, who is a alien type hero, very water adjacent. There's a theme.
Aqua playing a water-based character would never have guessed.
Who could know?
Who would have figured that out? Wild stuff.
Try
Amazing.
to be consistent sometimes.
You gotta stay on brand, right? All right, next across our hero list is gonna be Ross.
Hello, I am Ross. That is about it. I just enjoy playing tabletop role-playing games. I've been doing it for about a decade now. I've been playing with Leah probably a little bit less than that, but for a good long time.
Quite a while now. We've been playing for 7 years, I think, now.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, right?
I wouldn't doubt it. Time's an illusion, and we're just here to enjoy it. But yeah, I'm playing Mr. Fix-It, a.k.a. Robert Bobbert. For the playbook, it is called The Bull.
And get used to seeing Ross around on projects that I do, because Ross is definitely one of my tried and true.
Thank you.
I appreciate you being here. And next we have our friend Gaius. I was playing some very fun barotrauma with yesterday. Why don't you introduce yourself, if anyone doesn't know who you are?
Hello, my name is Gaius. You can find me online almost anywhere as Gaius Goes Pause, and if you can't, that's an old account I haven't touched in years. Smile. Anyway, today I will be playing the quote-unquote hero known as Wave Index, right out of the Scion playbook right there. They're gonna make things a little shaky. Smile.
I'm excited to see how that shakes out.
Ha.
Eh,
Ha.
eh.
You're
And
grounded.
Fuck.
oh wow, that was damn, that was good. Unearthed that joke. All right, that's enough. Uh, and lastly, but absolutely certainly not leastly, easily, if you know me, there's no way you don't know who Connor is, as most everything I've done has been attached at the hip to him. So I appreciate him being here and gracing us with his presence, Connor McKinley.
Hello, everybody. I'm Connor, aka Distortion Devil. I do a lot of TTRPG stuff. Yeah, you can find me all over. Yeah, I've got links and stuff. Yeah, I'm playing as Noah Butler and his heroic alter ego Wink, and I will be playing from the Nova playbook.
And I am aMusingThalia here. I am the GM. I run, if you are just finding me or if you're not sure who I am, I run a lot of TTRPGs. I do a little bit of Twitch playing and that kind of thing, mostly just games I'm interested in with friends that I enjoy spending time with. Haven't really gotten into streaming a specific style or anything, but I'm dipping. I've run games a lot, quite a lot, been a GM for a decade now. And I've been dipping my toes in the streaming TTRPG stuff. This is the second game I'm running online, or like publicly, I suppose, with the first one being Cosmos Guide to the Cosmos on the aforementioned Distortion Devils channel. That's where I run the other game. You have the main game, which is Vecna Eve of Ruin, that if you haven't checked out, you should absolutely check it out. It is very cool, spooky, kind of planar multi-travel TTRPG D&D game, and it is with a lot of cool people who I am friends with, and I'm thankful to run another game of similar ilk on that channel. But if you're here watching this, you're here for some superheroes. So let's boot up our screen and get going with the story today. There we go. Hey. So if things still look kind of weird as I'm figuring things out, this is my first time running a TTRPG stream, so I'm still figuring certain aspects of it out, but there we go. So yesterday, and I think without any further ado, we will be recapping what happened in the session 0, but from a slightly different angle than perhaps you may expect. I left last time with the, we'll pick it up right here, and as I've played this game more, I've understood that combat is not the crux, is not the focus of this game. And while it can be fun and exciting, it is more about the way that the heroes respond to the drama, the way that they interact with the world around them. So today I'm going to hopefully guide us on learning a little bit more about our heroes. Yesterday, all of them were present at an event at the Heroes Memorial. The hero known as Ricochet, a famous premier hero of the South New Columbia district, has fallen. A deadly battle against a dangerous supervillain by the name of Magnitude left them low. Having supposedly finished each other off in a climactic battle, Ricochet was to be buried and interred at the Heroes Memorial. Every person here was present for one reason or another to pay their respects to the hero Ricochet. But as the event continued on, as the memorial began to wrap up, a crash was heard from a distance. A blue line ran across the water and interrupted the event. Two figures, one calling themselves Magnitude, the fallen villain, and the other calling themselves Blue Line, a haunting mockery of the savior once known as Ricochet, supposedly taking on their personas and leaving in question whether or not it was actually them. All of you, my heroes, in one way or another, are familiar with these two enough to know that the two that you saw yesterday are fake. They are not who they are pretending to be, and they are destroying both the reputation of Ricochet and also the city in their wake. I believe we left off with one person still having yet to assess the situation. Can you identify yourself, please?
And I recall correctly, it was me,
I thought so.
Mr. Fix-It.
Mr. Fix-It. Because you were going to be the person we pick up with, I'm still going to do that with you. I want to hear from your perspective. So the only thing I think that needs to happen from that scene is that the fake Magnitude and the fake Ricochet known as Blue Line escape. They get away. What do you think Mr. Fix-It does in that circumstance? Do you engage with them? Do you try to run away? Are you protecting the civilians? Do you try, like, what? How do you see Fix-It engaging with that situation? How did it play out from your perspective?
There was two different angles that I was going to come at it with. Either A, Mr. Fix-It is enraged at the mockery of seeing what they're doing to Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
Or B, immediately focus on the civilians. Is there a way I could roll to see if I take the angry condition?
So if you take the angry condition, I will give you a +1 to any roll that you would do to arbitrate how this happened. If you want to protect the civilians, you will not get any bonuses, but you will not take the angry condition.
I think since he's retired, he's going to focus on the civilians. He's not
absolutely
a fighter,
yeah.
Like he used to be.
That makes total sense.
But yeah, that's what Fix-It would do. He would, because I believe you said one of them, a Magnitude, or the one calling themselves Magnitude, burst from the ground, correct?
They kind of burst from the ground. They seemingly, one of the other party members noticed that there was a sound of crashing from a distance, and they seemingly, it looked like they burst from the ground. The way they landed was made to look like they burst from the ground, which was a classic Magnitude move. But it was actually determined that they jumped in, landing and creating a crater, using their fist as it slammed into the ground to make like a hole to appear as though they came up.
Yeah, I think if there's any like debris that's coming from the crater, that's just like going into the civilians, I think Fix-It would try to defend them from that.
Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. In which case, because you're defending, you're protecting others, there is literally a move for defending. So I'm gonna need you to roll plus savior. And this is just as we're getting into the mechanics a little bit. And again, we're not in this scene. The way that this game works is we're talking about it narratively above board. So as soon as we figure out what Fix-It did, I'm going to open it to the rest of you to kind of describe how you all saw the rest of that situation going down. But to arbitrate Fix-It's situation during that, I would like you to roll plus savior for me. This does get into you are pretty good at these. This does get into one of the mechanics for this game, which is called the team pool. So I'm going to put a thing on screen here for us. Put shadows into light, make it very big, bold, and we'll say blue and red coloration. And it'll be, I'm going to put it right under the New Columbia sign, and it will be our team pool. So this is a mechanic that is in the game. To do certain moves, you need to pull from the team pool. There are moves that can add to the team pool, and you can also take from the team pool to do selfish things, like buff your specific abilities. Generally, someone else pulls from the team pool to assist someone else, and that is how the mechanics of kind of the interaction between the two of them work. So defend does not require a team, but it can add to the team pool, which is why I'm bringing it up now. So go ahead and roll your savior.
Like I said, I'm great at these.
Like you said, you're great at these. Well, this is actually a perfect moment. We have, and I'm really quickly pulling it up to make sure I have the numbers right for, and again, you know, still getting used to this. I've run it a couple more times, but I'm still getting used to it. But at to start of session, all right. I add a team to the team pool, and then we entered battle against a dangerous foe. So there will be 2 more to the team pool. We don't currently have a leader. Everyone has, of their own volition, expressed interest in protecting civilians, which means you guys get an additional team because everyone has the same purpose in this fight. Does anyone specifically mistrust, not doesn't know, does anyone mistrust any of the other people that you see protecting civilians?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
I didn't think so. This is a pretty cohesive group right now, but I just wanted to check, which means that y'all have not the best coloration. Trying to find a good color combo to make this pop. There we go.
That's good.
And then pink. Nah, the red worked better.
You can do yellow as well. It should also pop with yellow.
Might need a slightly different yellow. That yellow worked. All right, that is our team pool. All right, let me actually. So this will be added from, messed with quite a lot. But the reason why I'm bringing it up right now while you're doing that is because someone could spend the first team to assist with that role. And it has to be a volunteer, it has to be one of the other group, members. You spend a team, and then the 2 of you figure out together what that looks like.
Well, I know that in episode 0, I already attempted to protect people from stuff. So, though they got knocked on their
you had
rear,
kind of been knocked around a little bit, yeah.
I think Quinn is still, or Wave is still in a position to try and help protect the civilians.
Absolutely.
So would hop up to do that if possible.
Right. I will say you can spend a team pool, and then this is where I ask Ross, what do you think is the reason why? So the failure here is not necessarily, oh, you just fail to protect civilians. It is you're not able to do so to the effect in which you specifically would generally want. So what do you think is the reason why this kind of goes awry here? Is it because you're worried about someone in danger? Is it because you're of the fury or frustration with magnitude? Does it have something to do with, your past in some way? What do you think is the reason why this kind of goes awry?
I think Fix-It's in his own head from the argument he had earlier in the day with his son. And now with this mockery of Ricochet, he instinctively jumps to go save civilians, but just thinking that he's a young buck again, and literally just kind of pulls his back out a little bit. Oh, there it goes. He's going to, but he's trying to go help. He just doesn't have. He's realizing he says I should have been out there, but no, I can't even get out of a chair fast enough. And he's just really upset with himself at the moment as he's trying to.
And how do you imagine Wave comes in to help and allows the 2 of them to succeed?
I think it's because Wave was the first to react and did try to defend the civilians. So it's Fix-It pushes through the pain and almost runs over to, because I imagine Wave's still in the front lines practically.
Yeah, there was a bunch of debris
Couch
basically that was getting launched towards civilians, and Wave kind of intercepted. So the way I kind of see this is like you get up, there's that popping sound as you're like, oh, my back hurts. But you see this kid, this like younger individual jump in, just full on eat a massive blow from some rubble to protect some civilians. And that almost like spurs you on where you kind of ignore the back pain, rush up. And like another piece of rubble was kind of starting to head in that direction. And you rushing over, I like to imagine you get in the way, almost protecting Wave as well as the civilians. And it's less of Wave specifically helping and more that seeing Wave's action is what spurs you on to greater feats. Is that kind of what I'm getting?
Yes.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, in which case that does succeed on a 7 to 9. Would you like to take influence from someone, clear a condition, or add a team to the team pool?
I'd like to add a team.
Add a team to the team pool. Alrighty. In which case, it goes back up to 4.
Take a team, give a team.
Take a team, give a team. It's a defend is one of the reasons why defending is a good move. And so that is how that kind of plays out. This is where I want to check in with some of the others where Aurora, Wink, and Rain. How do you all imagine the three of you engaging with the situation? Feel free to speak in that order if no one has a specific idea, or if someone really is like jumping at the bit or has a good idea. This is much more of a collaborative game, so don't feel like you have to wait your turn. We are all this game is more about y'all being we're all in this. This is more about y'all being a team and me responding to you all than it is me being the GM and you being my players.
I think I want to let Rain / Aqua get in on this because like their character kind of had a delay because of the 0 roll, so maybe they might be able to jump in now.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. In which case, Rain, do you want to kind of take the forefront on this?
Let's see. Part of it was also trying to figure out, can I take a moment to assess kind of the space around me and if anyone's in immediate need of help?
So this is one of those things where I don't really decide that in the same way that I would in a normal TTRPG. If you think that is what Rain would be doing, then that is what is happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it is, if you're like, oh, I see Rain protecting injured civilians, that's what's going on, right? It's not necessarily that you're like, oh, is this thing there? And I say yes or no, unless you specifically aren't sure about something and want my input. If you just have an idea for how you see this situation going, take that and run with it, babe.
She's a very high empathy creature. So if there's, so the reason why I mention that is because if there is like anyone in pain or anyone like, you know, in any high distress, she's going to sort of like zero in on that.
That makes perfect sense. I really like that. So in which case there is a move called Comfort and Support. So why don't you roll that for me? It's plus mundane. Okay. So this is on a miss, but I want to know from you what this looks like, what the reason for you failing to connect to these civilians is. I don't want to just
overwhelmed.
Tell you, hey, yeah,
overwhelmed,
you're overwhelmed.
Literally.
Yeah, I imagine there's also a part where like you're the alien nature. You're not sure what's like wrong with the humans, right? Like it's less of a. This is not the emotional pain. This is a lot of physical pain, right? So that's not something you can immediately empathize or help with in that way, right? You can't comfort that. And it's probably you're feeling the pain, the physical pain of the people around you because of the way your empathic powers work. Is that, am I kind of picking up on what you're putting down?
I mean, that ties into it too. It's I would
ahead.
imagine part of it sort of like ties in together. because she's picking up on just when you're hurt, you're also distressed. So I mean, either way, whether it's physical or purely emotional, it's still going to be like information that's being put out on those sort of wavelengths.
So it's just too much. It's too much.
It's just
So
too
I
much.
imagine
There's just so much going on at once.
So do we kind of see Rain like move towards the crowd, and then it's almost like for a moment there's this like wave of emotion that we can sort of wave of emotion that we can sort of see hit Rain, and then you kind of almost collapse, like grabbing the arms, like the sheer force of that emotional energy hitting you. Is that kind of the...
It's more like because it's sort of an intangible kind of energy or force, some of the more watery aspects of her character just like almost lose a little bit of control, and like it's almost like she's what's the word?
Collapsing internally, like...
Not necessarily collapsing, but like it looks like she's like, like how water droplets kind of like disperse when like you're spraying mist, or a dog shakes its like water off it.
They lose their integrity almost.
A little bit, yeah. So it just kind of looks like there's like some sort of like shockwave going through like from within her a little bit for like a moment. It's kind of like how you see in like say certain animation or anime, like Ghibli does it a lot, where like you'll see like this like
the ripple go across
the
body.
ripple, like
yeah.
Okay, but it's like it's
honestly,
really tangible.
I'm gonna write that word down because I imagine the ripple will come back again at some point, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna write that down so that that can be something we bring up again in the future. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you for telling me that, and I think narratively that really fits in that moment. With that miss, so for the miss for both Fix-It, the miss with Fix-It, for the sake of this game, even if you miss and like someone else comes in to help and allows you to still succeed, you still get the mark potential in this game specifically. That's just a house rule I'm going to run. So for both Fix-It and Rain, be sure to mark potential on your character sheets, because that is how you grow and how you gain experience. The other thing I will also allow for you, Rain, in this case specifically, I will allow you to mark a second potential if you also mark a condition.
Potential is underneath your influence, by the way.
Oh, I know. I've been keeping track of them. I've had another miss already. It was just more if I was looking where condition was, or
condition's
where
on the far right, I think.
Oh, I see. Okay.
There we go. New recruits. This one.
Do I roll that, or?
No, it's not a roll. So you can roll conditions at some point, but it's only if you're going to take a hefty blow, right? This is just marking it as conditions are the equivalent of taking damage in this game. You are superheroes. You don't, and this is a narrative game. You're not getting destroyed. You're not taking HP damage in the same way. You're marking conditions because you have failed in some capacity, or because you've been beat down in some capacity. So are you afraid? Are you angry? Are you guilty? Are you hopeless? Are you insecure? And you don't have
Probably
to, but this is an option.
Afraid.
Afraid? Yeah.
I'll put afraid.
The sheer pain and anxiety and everything that's coming from everyone, it's just overwhelming you, and that causes you to fear the situation you're in. So mark another potential from that.
Okay.
And lastly, but certainly not leastly, we have... Brain just shut down. Aurora and Wink. What are the two of you doing during this situation as it's all going down? How do you imagine your characters interacting with it?
I was being polite. Let's see.
You are very polite, but this is definitely the kind of game where you just like, oh, I have an idea, grab it and go.
Okay. Aurora definitely is the type of person to, again, protect the civilians. Like they even tried to get the crowd away from danger before everything popped off. I think their like biggest goal, like if yeah, like if to try to keep like the crowd like calm enough to like not do a whole like trampling on each other, probably assist wave or rain in that.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Sorry, we have wave, we have rain. Uh, let's
Well,
see.
I imagine
So
you see Wave move towards the crowd as they're panicking, and then sort of like the ripple goes across them, and
rain, yeah.
they seem to lose themselves slightly. So I'm gonna give you a choice here. You can, if you're going to try to assist with the civilian situation and less protecting and more like getting them to escape and everything, I'll give you a choice. You can either comfort or support, or you can persuade with your best interest. But to persuade with your best interests, that is one of the moves that requires you to spend a team point to do. So the adult moves, this game is kind of pseudo meant for like a Teen Titan style game, but adult in the way that we're running it refers to like hero moves. These are the superhero moves. And you do a super move, aka persuade with best interest. It has greater effect, but you have to spend a team to do it. Indicating that like it's the kind of feat you can only achieve by relying on team abilities and team power and support from your allies. So which do
Right.
you think is happening here?
I don't think the superhero, like the big flashy power, is happening right now.
Mm-hmm. So you're
I think
comforting and
it's
supporting, right? You were trying
yes.
to. All right, cool. In which case, roll mundane, because this is you connecting with the average civilian right now.
I'm going to use one of my passive abilities, which
Amazing.
is take it from me. When I use comfort or support,
You get to use superior, right?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. No bonuses. What is happening?
Hey, sometimes this game be like that. This is where I want to jump in. And Wink, because you have not gone yet, think this is the perfect example of do you want to step in and assist Wink by spending a team?
I'd love to spend a team. I don't think Wink would be on civilian duty though.
That makes sense. Yeah. In which case, let me just double check how. I will just really quickly resolve this with Ray then very quickly.
Mhm.
How do you imagine this? Is it just that the crowd continues to panic? Is it that your voice isn't heard? How do you imagine this happening? And don't forget to mark potential.
I believe that it's because like their voice might not have been heard.
Mm-hmm.
But in all the panic and them trying to still keep things kind of little like a smile, but
Mm-hmm.
like clearly this is not going to be one of those situations of like being able to calm the crowd as best as they can.
I do have a
But
follow-up on that, though. Rain, you failed trying to do a similar action. I will allow you, Rain, to spend 2 team to assist Aurora, since the 2 of you were trying to do the same action. I'm going to make you spend 2 if you want to try, because you have already failed this action. So it is the 2 of you in this moment really coming together on the same page, trying to achieve the same goal. I will allow this if you want, Rain.
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to assist Aurora then.
Then between Aqua and Ray, Rain and Aurora, I love that the 2 of you have swapped your first letter. That's great. But between the 2 of you, I'd like you to decide. So, Ray, your voice isn't being heard through the chaos of everything, but I would like the 2 of you to decide how the 2 of you succeed as a pair, as a team.
let me think. I do not know Rain's powers.
Yeah, we're all above board, so if you want to describe Rain's powers, and like you might not know in character Rain's powers, but the two of you might in this moment just like synergize in some way or learn something about each other.
Yeah.
So, Rain, if you want to describe like what your powers are, and the two of you sort of spitball how you protect or how you evacuate civilians in this moment.
Well, so far as what I was getting from the modules, that it's based on my active moves, right? And my passive moves. So
I'm just talking about like flavor of like.
Yeah, right now this
your
is just
character
flavor.
does.
Yeah, this is just how the two of you in the setting, in the scene, succeed as a team in evacuating the civilians.
And I was just asking what your powers were, just to see if like Aurora can see if they can amplify it one way or another, depending on what it is, or.
Well, that was the other thing that I was kind of like confused
Yeah.
with. It's if the active moves are our powers, or if we have something totally different from what that is. That's a little bit more.
So this is really
like,
quickly
subtext.
on the playbook page. When we were making character sheets, there are. I'm just really quickly pulling it up. My RPG docs. There we go. Masks Unbound, you are the outsider, so I believe that's the reprint. I'm just pulling it up really quickly so that I can have it up so I can assist with this. There it is, outsider. So on the playbook page for you, the passive moves, the moves that you take, are augments to your abilities, things that your character can kind of do, and sometimes they're related to your powers. But your powers are on the first page at the bottom, on the right below look. There's a section called abilities. You can fly and you're pretty tough. Choose any two of the following. And you would have chosen two separate abilities that augment the character in some way, that add some flavor. And if none of these seem fitting, then we kind of fit one in based on the ones that are there. So for you have density control, heliokinesis,
I see it now. Yeah.
stunning beauty or pheromones. And I think you took stunning beauty or pheromones and we sort of reworked that into the empathic powers you have. But you get
I don't remember taking the pheromones, but
I think that was like, it wasn't like you actually had the pheromones. That was just the flavor that we took. But if you want to pick two now, if you don't feel like you've decided, pick two now, pick whichever two you want. And you can also, if none of these feel like they fit, you can also just say, these are what I think Rain can do.
Because, for example,
the
Aurora...
Yeah.
Oh, what?
The heliokinesis.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
So heliokinesis is an ability from... So it's like Superman, right? Like the ability to use the sun's power as your own.
Because I wanted to make sure that that's what I was thinking of, but I wasn't sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we could jokingly make it like aquakinesis, where like if you're in water, you get like, powered up and that kind of thing. And the more time you spend in water, the more powered up you are. Like we can kind of like do a play off of that.
Because that's kind of like, if I had the option to do something like that, that's kind of more of what I had in mind.
Yeah,
for her powers,
so let's call it
aquakinesis
in that. So you can control water. If you're in water, you get to you get more powerful, stronger, hydrated, kind of like the Sea King from One Punch Man.
Yeah, well, because it's either that or I don't know. Would density control be pretty much like?
So density control is like pictokinesis is the other term for it. So it's the ability to control how light or how heavy you are, how dense your body is, how hard it is to pierce your body, which could make a lot of sense for a like water-based being able to like turn your body to ice or to have things just pass through you because you can make your body liquid, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, because I'm thinking probably, yeah. So I was thinking, all right, density control and then the alien weaponry, especially since I've already taken things that sort of support the alien tech
Yeah, so I mean,
So-
we've kind of established that for your character, after, and this is getting into like the world setting a little bit, but 50 years ago, after the advent of superheroes and the fall of capitalism as we understand it today, you, from the alien coalition that exists outside of Earth was taken off the do not fly list, basically the don't go here
Yes.
list. And so you have all this tech from the greater universe beyond that you are just now bringing to Earth and that kind of thing. So that does make a lot of sense. And then we'll just say you have a very like liquid based body, and that's the density control. So you can, so how do you, with now knowing that we have alien tech at your disposal and your density abilities and the little flavor behind your empathy, that is your character, less a specific ability as we know it, but it is still something you can do, right? This is a narrative game, and I'm not going to take that away from you. So with knowing what you can do now a little bit more, what do you imagine it looks like you and Ray, or Rain and Aurora teaming up in this moment? What do you imagine that looks like?
Let me see.
And yeah, and either of you can take the lead on this.
I would probably I was thinking of forming some sort of like a watery kind of sphere in front of her, and then having it kind of like shape into something like a microphone, something that could augment her voice.
Oh, that's really cool. So like I imagine almost like a little do you have like a little water container that you have with you that like you can, it's like almost like Katara with her little water container you can just use to turn into whatever you need in that moment?
Basically.
Hell
Or
yes.
basically taking parts of myself too.
Oh, that's really
which
cool.
ties into the density control.
Yeah. Do you want to do you have a description of how that you imagine that physically looking, or do you want me to take forefront on that?
Well, so for something small like this, I probably just sort of open my palm, and water gets drawn out of my arm and forms into a sphere in front of me, and then shaping it becomes into like more of a cylindrical kind of like a shape.
So I kind of see Aurora walking up, or not walking up, moving up next to you and trying to call out to the civilians, trying to get to them. And there's just too much. There's the crashing of the rubble, there's the screams, and it's just not getting through. And while you're kind of not fully collapsed, but while you're struggling in this moment, Rain, you manage to make this object and reach out and hold it out towards Aurora, who now, using this at your disposal, you're able to properly vocalize, properly get the, I imagine when magnitude, the fake magnitude arrived, it destroyed all of the tech around you, all of the stuff that Aurora was using to project her voice, all of the traditional microphone and speakers and all of that kind of thing. So you sort of makeshift one in this moment, and with your voice now carrying over the battlefield, Aurora, what do you say? What do you is there something specific that you want to take away with saying something, or is it just the general get the fuck out?
It is the general get the fuck out, but not saying it that way exactly. But be sure to pick up folks, children, and make sure that you
don't run,
help
don't
fellow
sprint, pick up people off the ground, don't try not to trample anyone, that kind of thing. And you're specifically trying to avoid that kind of idea.
Try to make sure that people are aware of others around them while they're trying to get out, and tell them the safe places to probably go.
I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of, because you have these light powers and you can make hard light and that kind of thing, I like to imagine you almost make light corridors to kind of start leading people in the right direction out. And now that your voice can be heard, rather than just creating extra barriers that people are freaking out, it's actually giving them direction to go. And the scene is quickly vacating. And again, lastly, but certainly not least, Connor, how do you imagine Wink engaging in this situation?
Wink is running headfirst into where the most danger is. He is trying to find the culprit and stop them.
Hell yeah. All right. you are in this moment. This is because, and you're using your abilities, I imagine. Like, you are trying to get in there and just unleash your abilities. Actually,
he wants to figure out like who or what is causing it and try to stop them as best he can.
Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna have you roll and assess the situation for me. Plus superior.
Plus superior. Okay. Here I'm go. That's also a miss.
That's also that. Hey, this happened. So it's chaos. Do you imagine it being anything other than the chaos that causes you to not be able to assess the situation? Don't forget to mark experience.
Oh, mark experience.
Which is potential in this game.
Yes, I have it marked. I imagine Wink like goes into the epicenter of where all of this is happening, trying to see something causing all of this, and just doesn't see anybody.
There's the smoke, right? And like from the rubble, the dust and everything, and you almost see like silhouettes moving through, but you can't get a bead on the situation. All of you were part of the people who saw the fake magnitude and the fake ricochet appear and start causing nonsense. So you kind of are aware what's happening, but you don't know how it's happening. Like you're aware of the general what's causing it, but you don't know what's really happening. But nonetheless, we see Wink run into the smoke, into the center of the danger. You don't get any bonuses on acting on because you don't get to ask any questions. But in this moment, you don't get to, you don't get any specific answers because you don't get to ask any questions, but you still kind of vaguely know what's causing the situation around you. Are you wanting to unleash your powers or wield your powers to try to stop this situation?
I don't think he's going to unleash his powers because this is a tricky situation. And if he does, some people might get caught in it that don't necessarily need to be.
In which
it
case,
might make things harder for the other heroes.
So this is a moment, this is probably Wink's first moment of having to rely on a team. Is you are having to, in some way, either trust that the other heroes are evacuating the civilians, or in some other way that you can think of. Of course, this is more about your decisions and less about my suggestions. But in some way, you're having to rely on your team, because if you're wanting to wield your powers, you roll plus freak, but that is a hero move. So you're going to spend one from the team pool to do so. So how do you, let's arbitrate the situation first. So roll me for wield your powers, it's plus freak.
Okay. All right, I'm rolling plus freak.
Plus freak.
I'm going to freak it. That's a hit.
That's a hit. Hell yeah. So on a hit, choose one. So you can take a hold of something vulnerable to you, create something useful from your environment, or neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now.
Well, he went in there with one goal, and I think it's going to be to neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now.
At least for now. All right. How do you imagine this happening? Like more in the sense of we want to know what your power is and how it goes off in this moment, but we also want to know how you rely on your teammates to cause this to happen.
Well, really, he's relying on his teammates for the civilian duties because his powers are very much not conducive to helping things.
Mm-hmm. So I think we are just seeing you look around and you see Aurora and Rain evacuating civilians. You see Fix-It and Wave protecting them from the rubble and everything. And as they are expanding the radius of the situation, evacuating the civilians, getting everyone away, you realize you see these heroes doing everything that you need to happen to activate your abilities. You run into the middle, and what is Wink's ability? How does this happen? What does this look like?
So do I see this fake magnitude and fake ricochet?
Fake Ricochet is like bing, 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 bing. You can tell that the fake Ricochet is a speedster of some kind. Ricochet, because you've been following Ricochet's career for a long time, was not a speedster. Ricochet used their otherwise useless power to make up for a lot of their abilities and almost like fake being a speedster. They could go really fast, but it was through extremely creative use of their abilities, not actually being fast naturally. Whoever this is running around, they're running around. They're a speedster. They're really hard to track down. But in the center, the magnitude is just wreaking havoc, smashing the ground, throwing rubble. They are just trying to cause as much damage as possible. But you do see them. As you run into the center, you do see magnitude for sure, and you see the thin blue line of the fake Ricochet kind of ding, 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 bouncing around.
Wink just sees where the most of the clashes are taking place, and he tries to steady his breath. He wipes some sweat away from his face, and he shakes his hands, cracks his neck, pops his knuckles. He goes, okay, no pressure. And he will begin walking forward towards the fight, and as he does, he rocks forward to them with purpose, and then he falls flat on his face.
So I like to imagine we see Wink with the you're not superhero outfit on right now. You're just the fucking guy as you step through the smoke and everything. It's kind of swirling around you, and in the epicenter of this chaos, the big fake magnitude, in the late 80s, early 90s style supervillain outfit, the big metal plating and everything kind of turns a la Juggernaut from X-Men style outfit, and it turns to face you with just a big mask on. Let's add a and then as you fall to the ground, they kind of as the two of you fall flat on your faces dead in front of each other.
And it's just a chorus all around Wink of just
we see as that happens, the speedster kind of stop what they were doing, look over, see the fake magnitude collapsing, and they turn on heel, get down into a sprinter position, and dash right at the corpse, quote unquote, the body of the collapsed magnitude, picking them up and running away with them, managing to escape the situation. The only thing that needed to happen narratively in the situation, but you successfully knocking out the big damage causing threat. I will say, those of you that are still paying attention, so I'm going to say Fix It and Wave at this situation, because Fix It and Wave, you two were probably gearing up for the next set of rubble to be thrown around towards civilians, and you're turning towards where the fake magnitude is, and you see the speedster, the fake Ricochet, run towards, pick up magnitude, but as they get within Wink's radius, they sort of collapse for just their knee buckles for just a moment, but they are moving with such speed, they manage to get out of the radius in time and carry the fake magnitude just away from the situation as the chaos around you all dies down. The screaming starts to fade, and the only thing left in this situation, with the smoke clearing, is the gentle snoring of the few people left in the area around Wink. And that's where we're going to take a really quick break.
Oh.
Hell yeah, y'all. That was really awesome. I appreciate y'all. That felt... I very much like throwing this to y'all as a system rather than trying to narrate it myself. It feels a lot better for the system. But we will be right back. I just unfortunately have body that I must take care of.
Yeah, indeed.
All right.
Do what you need to do.
It's tea time.
It's time.
Speaking of tea time.
I don't know if I can make a tea in a quick break moment. How long is our quick break? Not fast enough. I'm gonna go unleash piss. I'll be back. Okay, I'll be back.
probably make some tea as well.
Yo-ho.
Pinky
Unfortunately,
up,
I have a
bitches.
body.
No.
That's true, Thero. That's the human condition right there.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I have a body.
Yup. Same.
Everybody, yeah, has a body. Yeah.
Also, I was popping the fuck off because I was getting updates from the Sony conference today.
Oh.
I'm feasting. 2 new Legacy of Kain games and Metal Gear Solid 4 on PC.
Hmm.
I've just been bouncing up and down in my chair for the last,
Nice.
like, 30 minutes.
PC hype.
Hell yeah.
Excuse me.
We have traded out sad coffee with happy tea.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
The sad coffee being room temperature.
Yes. It's not warm coffee. It's not cold coffee. It's just there.
Sounds like a sad coffee, if you ask me. It's not warm, it's not cold, it's just there.
Yeah. It's just disassociating, you know.
It's like me for real, for real.
Never vibe with a beverage so much.
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. I forgot to unmute when I came back, so I was just sitting there like, huh?
Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you. Got maybe another half hour, 45 minutes left in the episode 1.
Yahoo!
But yeah, while we're on our break, this is, if you're new to the channel, I try to do this once every hour, take a break. I don't always do it when I'm like running or playing in games on other channels because, you know, not my channel. But when we're on my channel, break every hour, try to stand up, stretch your legs, drink your water, all that good stuff. Take care of your body. Even if you're hanging out at the computer, you can still take care of your body.
Heck yeah. I got the tea steeping, so
Nice.
Nice. Stretch your water, drink your legs.
I mean,
Mhm.
I'm even the kind of person who I can't stretch properly because, like, I have a connective tissue disorder. So if I stretch too much, I literally hurt myself. And I still recommend stretching for people because even me, I should still do it a little bit.
Hydration check, shrimpies.
you shrimping?
Oh, God. Calling people out on the shrimp and the no water. Aqua is no chill.
Water check, shrimp check.
Damn. Y'all getting roasted.
What the heck?
I can't believe it.
A shrimp fried this rice. Just
A
FYI.
shrimp
You're
fried
telling
this
me?
rice? Sorry, Connor. Cut you off.
No, it's all good.
Cheers.
By the
I was just contributing.
by, Leah, I sent out a post and retweeted our stream for today too. So
I appreciate it. This is probably the most viewers I've actually had on a casual stream, so yay!
What the freaking
my
view count? How
my
many people?
3 or
Oh,
4
nice.
regulars, take them, have
Yeah,
them. they're
I
yours.
have like what, generally on average 4 to 5, occasionally up to like 7 or 8 when doing armored core, but this is, like, having over 10 for almost the entire stream is crazy for me. Fucking crazy work.
Same though.
I appreciate
Same though.
everyone being here.
Also, on the stretching thing, I need to remember to stretch my back more often, but that requires me going and doing calisthenics like over there. I just pointed like off screen. So like, you know.
Oh, hey Zan, glad you're here.
I see.
It's
It's Sam. What's grim?
Are we all
How,
good?
how much longer do we have on our break?
That's what I was just checking in. So if you need to do one more thing, now is the time to do it.
I have a minute 40 left on my steeping.
Yeah, there we go. You got about a minute 40 left then.
Heck yeah.
Had to run
I will then
upstairs
take
really quick.
I will then go to the kitchen as fast as I can. To pour
Yes,
it
my
and be back.
backer Vaughn. I love you, babe.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate you very much.
Actually, talking about funny view counts, our combined stream for Barotrauma yesterday was an all-time high for a while, so it was great.
Heck yeah! Thanks, Ross.
Yo.
I see you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do not have alerts active on this OBS setup for the, because of oh, that's a hype train. Hell yeah. Because TTRPG streaming and don't want interrupts, but I do appreciate it nonetheless.
Because
But I was telling Connor before the stream, I have a lot more empathy to the people who are like doing the technical side of running a stream, because this is my first time doing it. And there's so many things to it. There's so many steps.
lots of steps, funny. All right, I'll be right back. I'll be back.
How you doing, Aqua?
Enjoying my matcha latte and my fudge sickle.
Hell yeah. You excited for your raid later?
I suppose one could say that. It's not anything crazy. It's at this point old content. And this particular group has been kind of stuck at it for a bit between things going on, so
Yeah,
I'm
I know you've
hoping we can
had
make some
some ups and downs with this
progress.
group a little bit as far as like scheduling and logistics go.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully we'll see what happens. I do still need to get in and try to prog more of the current tier, since I have a casual group that will do that on occasion, but they also because they're casual, their scheduling's a little bit wonky too. But so I've been mostly trying to go into PF on my off time when I'm able, and I have the spoons for it.
Yes.
Okay, I'm good.
Alrighty.
Welcome back.
I'm going down the list. Do we have an Aqua?
Hi.
Do we have a Connor? No worries.
Connor.
Hey, no,
List did not go far.
this is why I like to check.
Yeah.
Do we have a
Can't
Gaius?
believe Connor McKinley died. What the hell?
We have a Gaius. Do we have a Ray? All right, Ray and Connor are still up. All right, perfect. Good to know. See, this is why we check in when we take breaks.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, not too much longer on. I just as a heads up, logistical heads up, these games are planned to be at between an hour and 2 hours. Like 2 hours being the absolute maximum. Narrative games I think suit better to shorter or slightly shorter times for TTRPGs. They make them a little bit more digestible. And because of how fast you blast through things, like in like D&D, when you plan a combat, you plan for the combat to take up nearly a session, maybe half a session or something like that. Nonetheless, it's like something you prep and plan and takes up a chunk of the session. So the narrative stuff still, even if you're doing beats quickly, it still comes slightly delayed. But with this kind of game, you definitely don't want to have as much prepped and want just have like narrative beats. And when the party gets through them, that's the best time to cut it off and don't have too many more. But once again, I've said this a ton of times. I appreciate everyone being here. And if you're listening to this, I appreciate you.
It's much appreciated.
Yes, you're appreciated.
I'm back.
Hello.
Guess who's back?
I think we're just waiting on Ray now. Let's make... Just making sure I have everything written down. Okay. Oh, as a little note before I forget. Oh, I just got a message, but I just saw that. Oh, Ray has a dog situation, so they will be back real quick. But before I forget, this music is by Kevin McLeod, which does a lot of the free to play music on Roll20 and like on various other sources. All of it is open source as long as you give credit, so is something I will continually be doing. But I also features two other things. Our theme song, which played at the beginning, Suit Up or Shut Up by xWilyWilly, courtesy of Burnout Vaughn. And secondly, Mark Allen Jr. contributed quite a few songs. The songs that we were listening to, the song we were listening to during the first bit of this was called First Time. There are a couple others that will be intermixed and interwoven through this to give a little bit more ambience. So they just wanted to shout out and throw out my music credits while I remember.
I hope y'all weren't waiting for me.
It was a little bit, but not like it would like a minute. I was writing some stuff. I was making sure I had everything written down. So you're all good.
Okay. Sorry, puppies got into something. I had to stop
You're
them.
all good. I probably could have started without you because it's one of
Mischievous
those
doggies.
Yes.
narrative situations. But you're all good, babe.
Yeah.
You're all good.
Because Aurora is just a ball of sunshine, and so it's just like, yay! Like no drama yet.
Yay, no drama yet. Well, this is where we kind of get to that situation has ended, and this is, in my opinion, not the kind of game that suits to following every single moment. Like we're not going to, at least I don't think in this moment that it would make sense. I feel like in D&D or something like that, after a tense fight like that, there would be. Oh, I'm going to turn off my returning shortly. There would be
Like
a
the follow-up
moment.
beats?
Yeah, the follow-up beats of everyone kind of talking and everything as you're getting together. But for this situation, there's the logistics of, the emergency services arriving. So in this world setting, I've kind of gone over touched on it a little bit. My players know, as we've gone over it when we were making characters, but the world setting is kind of post-capitalism, post-scarcity, slightly alternate history, 2018. And there is a organization, the ACAB, the Association for Community Assistance in Banking, and they kind of act as the emergency services for this setting. So they are the firefighters and the medics, or specifically the ambulance and that kind of thing. They are the first responders to a lot of situations. They're what is often known as the heroes without capes, and they often have a similar level of prestige among the citizenship to being a traditional superhero, because in a meritocracy, in a merit-based society, acts like that are still seen as heroic, are as good as being a superhero and fighting supervillains. So with the arrival of them and everything, there isn't really an opportunity for y'all to have the same sort of situation. There's the infrastructure that we're interacting with. So I think what would be more interesting then is to go across the characters and ask where you were that night. Only one of you I kind of know where you'd be. But I want to know for the rest of you what your character does to decompress from the situation, where we see them go, and then the following day, all of you have been called, like sent a missive, either a letter, text message, a email of some kind. You've been contacted and asked to meet at the Suits HQ. But I want to know what we see, I want to know a little bit more about the characters' lives, where they go after. Because while you have worked as a team now, you aren't a team fully yet in the same way that we would understand them. So there isn't the same sort of coming together. That being said, because Fix-It and Wave work together, and because Aurora and Rain work together, if part of your vignette for your character, what they do after, where they go, what our little glimpse into their life, if part of that is an interaction between the two of you, say, I want to do that, and then we do that, right? So I want you all to feel like you have volition over your characters and your narrative. So if you want those scenes, those follow-up scenes, we do them, but only if you want. Otherwise, I want a little glimpse into the character's life. So, Ray, I really trust you, and I feel like you're picking up what I'm putting down. So we're going to start with Aurora.
Yeah. Aurora would probably spend at least a part of the time, after, things have started calming down and stuff like that, because they are big, kind of almost PR person in general, they would have probably had, a small interview.
Is that a scene you want to do? Is that a scene you want to do, or is that just, do we see a little vignette of you on a news screen talking to a reporter about what happened?
Yeah, just a little vignette. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
But that's just part of kind of their how the public kind of sees them sometimes, is just a messenger, but also
the voice,
a
right?
face,
You're the
voice,
vox of the voice of the people, vox populi.
So they would at least do that, and then afterwards, once the superhero mask basically comes off, they can relax a little bit, but they are very curious about one of the people who were assisting with the public.
Mm-hmm.
So in a show of good faith, they would probably try to talk to the individual that was assisting them. Or
right.
At least
so Rain.
get to know
them. So really quick, I have a couple questions for you. What does your home life look like? Where do you what kind of place do you live in? And this is where we can ask questions about the setting and that kind of thing. So this is the kind of perfect situation to look at the map and that kind of thing and kind of pick. The are residential districts, but there's also the Suits housing, which is available to anyone who is a suit. Not everyone lives there who works as a suit, but it is available to you. And in addition to this, this is not limited. So if you're like, nothing on here fits right, or I don't feel like living in any of these places, or if you have a creative idea, all of that is fine. Like, if one of you want to live in a floating light castle above the city, like, that's totally fine. I just want to make sure that, like, you have something to ground yourself in if you want, right? So what's your home like? Where do you live?
I think because of their whole like pop star thing that has like sprung up and like gained traction and stuff like that, they've probably have like a suite somewhere, not like top, not like the top of the top, but like they have some form of like apartment building in a tower high rise building or something like that. Like, again, not like top or anything like that.
So I want you to imagine the residential districts are I've put a lot of time into city planning this, in the sense of, like, I have thought a lot about what a post-capitalism world would look like. The residential districts are like those hyper-dense European city district, like residential districts, where like there are the big tall buildings and like the canopies and the little like small garden areas in between the buildings and everything, and all of them are tall, densely packed, but still very large. So a lot of these buildings are old office buildings that were like repurposed into actual residential buildings, rooms and housing for people, because there isn't the necessity for bureaucratic buildings and everything like that. All of that has been repurposed into housing for people. So if you have an idea for where you think your character would live, like, big apartment on top of a building, functionally our world has access to that for pretty much anyone who would want it. Like, we do in our world, like today, outside of this game, we do have that. So the game is just implementing that into the world, right? It is just, this is a superhero setting where that kind of thing exists. So if you want to have a apartment building you live at the top of, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So what does it look like? Is it like super well furnished? Is it fancy? Does it have like a lot of art around the place?
It is furnished in a way, or at least like the entryway area, or like, I guess the gathering, like where parties or like social gatherings is typically kind of furnished in such a way that like has some of Aurora's themes, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. Are you a big art fan? Do you have like paintings and that kind of thing up?
Oh, in their bed, like in their actual like bedroom and stuff, there are plushes, there's posters, artwork, pictures of
there's
them
a
with
pretty famous
with their fans.
There's a pretty famous like social artist in the city called Black Mirror. They have a lot of, they're a superhero as well, and they have a lot of stuff in the pentagonal gallery. So I imagine you have like prints from them and stuff on the wall.
Oh yeah, like that could definitely be in the social area for sure. Like, it's like the social area is kind of like staged almost by like someone else a little bit, but it's mostly just like for polite showing and parties, but like their true colors and stuff like that when they relax is like
it plushes and Sailor Moon like poster and hell yeah. Well,
so many posters and like bedazzled things and just like,
you arrive at your home and like you're going through your letters and everything, and you probably contact someone at Suits. Like, your announcement in the session 0 about becoming a superhero, like you saw the death of Ricochet and that inspired you to kind of become a hero. But I imagine that announcement wasn't like out of nowhere. Imagine you actually contacted Suits and you had already kind of planned and worked with them to join them, and that was just your public announcement. So I imagine you kind of went to your Suits contact. Do you have a person for that, or is it just Nebula's Suits contact? I'm fine. It's fine either way. It's just asking you.
Aurora would probably have a person for that to
Yeah,
try to help.
like an agent of some kind.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't have it clicked on here to have, like, a PR person, but...
Yeah, but you're probably in talks with a PR person, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There is a pretty popular, like, superhero agent called Tony in town, and they're probably willing to take you on, but they haven't yet. Like, you're in talks with them. Like, your PR person is talking with the superhero PR person, and you're still, like, in discussion about it. But you go through your PR person to talk to this Tony, who contacts Suits, and you're trying to get in touch with Suits to find out where Rain is so that you can get in touch with Rain. And this is where I'm going to really quickly transition to Rain. What does Rain's home look like?
So she's likely either going to be in her ship, which is usually in a body of water.
I was gonna say, you want to pick a body of water, like, because we have the lake here, or we have the river here, but there's also a like man-made lake right here, and like next to the Palace Cafe that you can kind of see. So you
Yeah.
It's so
could,
funny because, like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I was thinking that Aurora's would be like somewhere near the cafe.
So
or
do you want to be like right here, like on the residential thing, overlooking like the river and stuff, or do you want to be like in here overlooking the city?
Kind of like the idea of overlooking the city with the park.
Yeah, so that perfect little pink. I when I do, so just a heads up, I will be actually making this map full in Incarnate at some point, but I'm not going to do so until we have all of the notes for where the characters are and where they are, so I can actually implement everything. So we will absolutely, that is where Aurora lives. Hell yeah. And I will make that known. So Aurora, you like get in through your contacts and everything, and you find out that Rain lives in a like ship in a body of water, and you're told it is the man-made lake, you know, just south of where you live. So imagine you like literally walk out of your apartment, walk to the end of the hallway, and look out the window onto the lake. And what do we see, Aqua? What do we see? What's Rain's ship look like?
Oh, I was gonna say she doesn't like flaunt her ship. It's
I mean,
not gonna
it doesn't
be, like, above
necessarily.
water or
Yeah, I
anything
was gonna
like
say it doesn't
that,
necessarily
so.
have to be above water, but I still think like Aurora would go down and be like, there.
It's so the ship itself, it's hard to see in the water because of the material that it's made out of. It's very
Is there
similar
like a
to like
shape
a
to it?
mirrory.
Is it like one
It's
of those
gonna be
like disc shaped? I was
rounder.
gonna, yeah, rounder.
It's gonna
okay.
be rounder. It's not like a perfect disc or anything like that. It's got like
Ellipses of some kind.
yeah, and like it's it's a little bit. It seems kind of watery itself is the thing. When it's in a resting
that makes a lot of
state,
sense.
when it's in a resting state, it sort of like seems like it might be a little bit more solid, but that's just because it's resting. But if you get closer to the surface, it's kind of watery. If you
I'm gonna
like, look at
I'm
it
gonna
or
be
try
that
to touch it.
annoying bitch and talk about like if we could harness water technology, that would actually be incredible for making ships, because water is already used as a fucking radioactivity barrier, like a
Yeah.
radiation barrier, because of how well water disperses radiation. So for traveling through space, it would be fucking if we could harness like water shell essentially as like ship plating, because it is like an insulator and it is a like a radiation shield. It'd be a perfect spaceship. So I love that idea. That's great. So
It's
there's almost
like,
this like
yeah.
bubble that we see under the water,
Basically.
right? Yeah, it's like if you
Basically.
look really closely, I imagine Aurora just faintly, because of how good your color vision is, you just faintly see a discoloration under the water.
It's to help camouflage, but also like if you go within the bubble, like
Is there like a dock that leads out to just in the middle, like to nowhere that you like come up with? Or, like, is there some way for someone to like go meet you there, or like what?
So, like-
because you've been working with Suits for a little bit, you aren't like a Suit proper until semi recently. Like you were
Yeah,
just
no.
becoming a Suit, but you've been working with them since you arrived, because Suits handles a lot of the extraplanar entities like aliens, other dimensional beings, that kind of thing. So because Suits handles that, you've been working with them for a little bit. Would they have a way of getting to your ship or contacting you, or is it just like a crapshoot?
Well, so it's a little complicated. So like I've been trying to figure out like ways of getting in contact or like setting up something that isn't like that doesn't like negatively impact the lake or the creatures and the ecosystem or anything like that. So I have like it's like a floating mailbox kind of a thing where it's like on a little buoy.
That's amazing.
And there's like
a little rowboat that reaches out to the buoy. Like
I've made friends with some of the wildlife in the water. So like I've got, like
amazing.
a turtle that will like come bring me my mail or other
there because
like
of where you're in, like locationally, there's absolutely a like big fuck off sized blue heron that hangs out around there that you've become friends with.
Yeah, and it's like, and this is even like because the lake is only how big is this lake?
It looks like fairly large. It is the border of a small lake and a very large pond. If that gives you a good idea.
It may not be big enough to necessarily like house like a main like ship, but at least for like an apartment size kind of condo like size ship.
Yeah, I mean it's not gonna house like a huge ass like flagship from your people, but it'll house a residential ship, like a singular person travel ship. Like it is roughly the size of like a super like not super it is roughly the size of like a football field.
Okay then yeah, that's not too bad then. All right, so I've got sort of like a little thing set up where like some wildlife will bring stuff to me, and I'll usually like trade them like fish or other stuff or
so for the sake of like you two having an interaction, are you like on the dock right now, like so like Aurora can see you, or does someone contact you?
That's for like snail mail and stuff like that, but I do have like other means of contact. So like at this point it became apparent that they were going to need to like I'm not going to say like it's exactly Skype, but like if someone wanted to, they can always like dial me up if they already have my contact info.
So then this kind of bounces
my signal.
This kind of bounces back to Aurora then. Is Aurora, you're giving two ways of contacting this person. You can either go there physically, or they give you basically a download for a proprietary application from Suits, like something that they used for internal communications, that you can download and like contact them via that.
Yeah, it would basically be someone either giving me a like their like cell phone kind of secure cell phone sort of thing, or I would basically have to say like, here, use the spell and stand above the lake, and then throw this rock in, skip it 3 times.
Yeah, that's amazing. So which would Aurora do?
Summon the Lady of the Lake.
Lady of the Lake. A fucking sword comes up.
I think Aurora is an in-person type of person, if they can be. Because like they already have to deal with like a lot of screens a lot of the time. So it's just like if they can meet a person in person, they really want to try to do that.
So you're talking with the Suits representative about getting the information and everything, and the Suits representative is like, oh, by the way, if when you're going down and when you're contacting them and everything, could you do us a favor? We were actually meaning to contact them and ask them to come to the Suits HQ tomorrow around noon. Would you, we were going to ask you to do the same thing, same meeting, but since you're already, thinking about contacting them, would you mind delivering the message for us?
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I just need to make sure I can get in contact with them.
Oh, yeah, here, you can download that here, or here. Okay, I'm gonna send over via message the instructions for how to, if you want to go down there, which you, like you said, to the lake to contact her, you're gonna have to follow these instructions to activate whatever it is that she has that allows us to contact her down there. But here, it's a little bit lengthy, but so yeah, just follow that and you'll be able to do it.
Okie dokie. Thank you so very much.
And we're gonna see you making your way out towards the lake, and that's where we're gonna cut for you two for now. We're probably gonna end. So Aqua, if you need to leave, if we reach our time and you need to leave, we're probably gonna end after we give a vignette with everyone, and we will start next time with the meeting or the following day. So we'll probably have you two interact and then go to the meeting together the following day. But I want to get a vignette on everyone else and where they're living and what their situation is like, so we can learn more about those characters. But I know you have a hard out, so if we hit that point, you're welcome to leave.
Okay.
Moving on, I'm going to go across our hero screen. Mr. Fix-It, what's your home like? What's your post the circumstance? Are you... The one thing I have for you post the, event, post the arrival of the fake magnitude and the fake ricochet, is not long after they've already left, the hero Paragon arrives. And to give a little context on Paragon, the city that the party is living in is called New Columbia. It is built on the ruins of what was once Washington, D.C. During the battle for basically the soul of the American people, the city of Washington, D.C. was nearly wiped off the face of the earth. Like, so much of the ground zero fighting was done there that it was basically rebuilt from scratch and dubbed New Columbia. There is no capital of the Commonwealth of America, as it is very often known these days. But if there were to be a capital, New Columbia would very easily be argued to be it. Because New Columbia is a bastion of what this society tries to be. And the representation of that is someone known as Paragon, one of the first heroes. When society came to a crux, when the world needed them most, as you want to put it, humans gained superpowers through just pure belief in themselves and the need to have control over their lives and the world around them. And one of those superheroes who fought 50 years ago for the people of this world was named Paragon. And now, wherever there is a Suits, a title is given to certain heroes, known as premier heroes. They're the heroes that represent the vision that Suits has for everyone. And one of these heroes is Paragon, an old friend of Mr. Fix-It, someone who was older than you at the time that you knew them, but Paragon ages much slower, one of the abilities that they gained. But very shortly after the crash and the explosion and the chaos that happened, Paragon arrives to check on you two, returning to the scene of the situation, and sees an old friend of theirs, Mr. Fix-It, and floating down to you, you see this individual, dark skin, black hair with the tips of it dyed white for a little bit of aesthetic, silver suit with blue trim, no cape, but a very, very sleek aesthetic, floats down to you. My friend, I was a bit worried about you. Are you doing all right?
Oh, hey there, Perry. Yeah, he Fix-It stretches his back out.
Oh,
I've been better. Not everyone can be like you, young buck still.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty lucky with how I got stuck with the right kind of powers to look over this place for longer than I otherwise would. But I want to check on you. You doing all right? Do you have a place to stay tonight? I saw you and... It kind of looks over. I saw you and your kid arguing on the boat. You two doing all right? You still living with him, or are you living on your own now?
I've still got the all right. It won't matter to me too much. I'll be fine. But you know what? I know you're. Listen, I can't talk to Robert at the moment. But you see them two?
It points at one young man who is covered in bruises,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is, I
Asleep
imagine,
on the
still
ground.
sleeping.
Yep, yeah, just.
Those two kids, they remind me of us when we were littler.
Hmm.
They got some spunk in them.
Kind of nods.
Good ones.
I'll put a good word in, and I like to imagine that was before the letter was sent out to all of you to like meet at the Suits HQ, before all of you were given the missive to go to the Suits HQ. And Paragon looks over and kind of nods. I'll be sure to do so. If you want, the manor's always open to you. You're welcome to stay with us for the night if you wish.
Oh, appreciate that, but I think I'll be all right.
Fix-It's gonna reach into his because Fix-It normally wears like a not a jumpsuit. What are those things? Overalls. He's got like a little front pocket of his overalls, and he pulls out like a little key, like old style key card, and he clicks it. And in the distance, like pretty much, if this is the Heroes Memorial where we're having the like the whole event and where it happened, like the street park, right behind it.
Yeah.
Is a very like 1980s Winnebago converted into RV.
All right, I got the pad. I'll be fine for the night.
If you're certain, you're always welcome to stay with us. I'm amazing that frame lasted the update to solar technology. It's impressive that it still looks the same despite the change in what we got going on. And I like to imagine you two are doing this while you're like lifting huge rubble off the ground.
The entire time.
Yeah, the two of you are
hurting,
just
but he's still
just like picking up massive stones and like
multiple
piling
tons.
them. Yep, 100%. The two of you are just like, casually talking while lifting thousands of pounds of stuff. Amazing. Well, look, it kind of looks back at where Wave and Wink are. I really appreciate that. I'm concerned about what happened here, and I'm gonna bring it to the meeting tonight at the Suits HQ. And tomorrow we have the announcement for who the new premier hero is gonna be.
That's nice.
I am sorry still. I know Ricochet was one of the best premier heroes that we ever had, and I know it might be hard, but we would love to have you at the community event tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think Ricochet would like that. I don't think...
You don't have to announce or make any speeches, but if I see you there, I'll be sure to seek you out.
Yeah. Let me know if you ever need any, like, elderly guidance.
Because you young bucks and like jab at them.
Kind of needed with them hard heads.
Sure. I'll be in contact, my friend. All right, catch you later, dude. And I'm gonna go pick up the repair team from the ACAB and bring them back over here. I'll catch you in a bit. And just flies off into the sky.
And I think Fix-It will just do a big old heavy sigh because he was holding his gut in the entire time they were having this conversation.
Yep.
And he's a little bit more sore from, he did like,
yeah, my back hurt, it was fine, but he was still lifting up. He's like, I should have just gone for 1 ton, not 2 tons. I didn't think that car would be that heavy. That's dense.
You begin to walk back towards your van, and as you're walking back, you see parked on the other side of it is your son's car, father to Ricochet, and one of the current logistical heads of the ACAB, the ACAB, or the Association for Community Assistance and Banking, the local sort of catch-all organization. But rather than, kind of was watching you and Paragon talk, and just it almost seems like they were waiting for you to come to the car, but seeing you and Paragon talk, just gives you a very terse, a very curt nod before getting in their car and driving away.
Fixit's just gonna, like, as he's driving away, he's like, what? Like, just the what gesture, like, I don't know what I did wrong. And then he's
Yep, no response. And we see you get into your little Winnebago and get ready to...
Oh, no, I sleep there.
I was going to say, get ready to pass out for the night as your back really hurts. You probably see you pound some, like, Tylenol. Yep, Advil, there you go. And I'm going to pan over to the two collapsed on the ground, Wave and Wink. Who wants to go first between the two of you?
If you wouldn't mind.
Go for it.
All right. So under there, because when it got more busy, Wave pulled up their hood a bit, because it got knocked off and they got launched into the ground. But they were watching the interaction between Mr. Fix-It and Paragon from afar, like trying not to make it look like they're watching, but they definitely were, right? And when Paragon leaves and they see Mr. Fix-It like go off on his own, they sort of just shuffle up to Mr. Fix-It from behind, right? And they're not really sure how to do it, so they just sort of kick a rock awkwardly, which tings off the back of the car. So just to get Mr. Fix-It's attention, right?
Yeah.
What? Does a 180. Oh, hey, you're that kid who jumped in front of everyone. Good job. It's gonna slam his hand on your shoulder.
Wave immediately hits the floor again. Boom.
Hang on.
Ow.
Picks you up by the scruff, stands you and just try to dust you off. Oh, there you go.
This is amazing, and this is exactly the kind of like back and forth that will be that is more the focus of this kind of game. So I really appreciate you two. Hell yeah.
Okay. Note to self: you're very strong. Ow.
Yeah. Oh, you're not a fan? Right, my bad.
No. It's
puts
fine.
away a pen.
No. But thank you for earlier. One. But two. I just wanted to tell you that, because tersely aware of relations, I'm guessing, because of
he does not hide
stuff.
the fact. No, he doesn't hide anything.
That was not magnitude, and then just starts leaving.
What? I mean, yeah.
No, I mean like that was not magnitude. I promise you that. And then just like stands there awkwardly for a moment, and then just kind of leaves.
This is a perfect really quickly. This is a perfect moment. Even if it isn't intentional, I am gonna have you roll something, Mr. Fix-It. It's called. It's one of our basic moves, and it's called Pierce the Mask. So roll plus mundane. This is the perfect usage for it. And even if you're bad at it, it's still worth rolling. All right.
I'm bad at these.
Yeah. So this is a miss. I think you were going with it right? Is you were so focused on that, you're like, oh yeah, I know. Like, you're not even putting together the connection between Wave and magnitude right now.
Nothing.
Above board, there is some stuff that we know about Wave, but you wouldn't know that. So make sure to mark potential as you fail.
Got so much potential.
But nonetheless, that is, you just don't. It doesn't click in that moment. And so I like to imagine there's almost this, like, you warm up to him because you're like, oh yeah, no, I appreciate, like, and you're like recognizing someone who's really paying attention to the situation. You're not realizing the connection.
Yeah, not at all.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of stopping Wave before. Hey, kid, what's your name, by the way?
Wave Index.
Oh yeah. You're not official. You made that get up. That's a good one. I like that. That's how you just gotta get it off the shelves, and it don't matter what you wear.
Yeah, I think you're able to recognize a vigilante when you see them, and vigilante is not a bad term in this.
No,
so
not at all.
they're just to give context for people, the Wash and anywhere outside of what is Suits jurisdiction or near a Suits HQ, there are still areas of the world where capitalism has its hold on people, or where there's still certain groups of people trying to force society to still maintain older styles of social interaction and currency and all that kind of thing. And one of the locations of this is known as the Wash. It is a lot of it is dilapidated, not as well kept, because it's under capitalism, so it doesn't have the same sort of infrastructure or support or community assistance, so like it's falling into disrepair. But unfortunately, because of what are ostensibly land barons these days, it's hard to move away from. And so it's something that it's the biggest like battleground for a lot of superheroes, is pushing into these capitalist holdout zones or militant zones and making more areas safe and bringing them up to safety standards and giving people homes and housing. But superheroes are still needed in those places. Even if they're not suits, even if they're outside of jurisdiction, superheroes are still needed. And I think in this moment you do, even though you fail the, pierce the mask with what the secret is, you're still able to read a vigilante when you see one.
It don't matter if you're a vigilante. A hero is the one that goes and takes the first step forward. Like you and him, pointing over to the man passed out on the floor still.
Amazing. Yep. Yep.
Well, someone should pick him up at least, get him a pillow. He seems comfy, but I feel like the rest. Is there like a
y'all are
not to take away from this scene, but is there like a ring of sleeping people?
I was gonna say y'all are watching as like the ACAB ambulance arrives and like the ACAB fire department arrives, and like they begin like unloading, like dealing with the situation, and he watches like two people with a stretcher go rushing up towards where Wink is, and they just slide to a stop and begin snoring.
Yeah, someone can worry about that. But no.
Hang on.
I
got that. I sort of point my finger and I make the ground underneath Connor's character shake in an attempt to wake him up.
All right, Wink, you're awake.
He just sits up immediately and looks all around.
Ring of sleeping people, lots of debris, no chaos anymore.
Does Wink see that there are people like coming to help the other people who are unconscious?
Yep. You do see.
All right. He is going to then silently leave.
Yeah, you kind of look around a little nervously. I think you make eye contact with Wave and Mr. Fix-It. I assume Wave and Fix-It like wave at you.
Yeah, entirely. Like, hey, come on over here, kid. I want to
I'm not. I'm pulling my hood down a little further and but like not leaving.
Yeah, Wave's hiding under the hood, but you see two people. Like you look around. You look around, Wink. You're like, oh god, and I'm gonna like leave, but you look over and you see Fix-It and Wave trying to hide, but Fix-It waves at you like, hey, come over here. What do you do?
He was like in the process of like pulling his hood up and like fading into the darkness and going about his own way, but he like was very much not expecting to be called out or singled out, so he just sort of awkwardly walks over, puts his hands in his hoodie pocket and just goes, "What's up?"
I want you to know you did something really stupid, but it's very brave of you. I don't know what you did, but that man went down like a bag of rocks. What is your name?
Listen, I think maybe you're getting the wrong impression about... I just woke up here.
I mean, you did just wake up. That is, I cannot deny that fact. But myself and this young gentleman were in the fray, and we saw you go out like a bag of rocks again. Yes, I know. But all I can say is, it's very impressive. Like I was telling this one, you got to take the first step forward. You ran towards him and took a nap, and that's Fix-It just has a loss for words. Like, I don't know how that helped, but it did. They went to sleep. I don't know how it works. But you got like some knockout gas and spray yourself or something.
No, not exactly. It's... How could you tell it was me?
I mean, you were the only one who went forward towards the chaos. I mean, everyone else, we took care of the civilians, the professionals, but you went towards the bad guy. And, you know, that's another thing you have to do to be a hero. And I have to say this to both of you. I thank you. As a retired one, we couldn't really get in there. I appreciate both your help today.
I mean, I couldn't just let it happen, you know? You know, I really looked up to Ricochet.
I did too, actually.
Yeah. This whole thing has just been... You're Mr. Fix-It, right?
Oh yeah, I am. And he starts going back to pull out a pen. Yeah, that's my name, Mr. Fix-It.
You asked me for my name earlier. Sorry, I'm not used to all this. Noah.
Okay.
Noah Butler.
Oh, Butler, that's a good name. That's a good name you got there.
Thanks.
I'm Wave Index. I introduced myself to him earlier, but to you, I'm Wave Index.
Oh, Wave Index. Pleasure. He salutes.
There, flinches a little bit at the salute. Awkwardly raises their hand and mimics you, and then puts it down and looks away, embarrassed.
He also puts his hand away.
Mr. Fix-It.
Are you with...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I did not mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
You're with S.U.I.T.S, right?
I mean, I dabble. I mean, I work with suits a lot. I'm kind of, out of the game, but I have my people.
I'm not.
Mr. Fix-It, on that note, actually, you're like, yeah, I have my people, I have my contacts. You've been offered a position at S.U.I.T.S as a team leader multiple times. As all the old heroes, all the first heroes, all the last true heroes, as there are many names for them, but they're all given the opportunity to lead a superhero team. Paragon, that's what the Paragon family is that's his official superhero team. That's what the Paragon Manor is, and all of the people he adopts become his team, etc. And most first heroes have, not all, but most. You never did, but that doesn't mean you can't.
Yeah, no, I mean, I work with Soups. They've offered me a couple permanent positions, but I'm taking him up on the offer, just stroking his beard, kind of lost in thought at the moment.
You do know, though, that if you were to accept that offer, you're allowed to put whoever you want on that team.
Good to know.
Before I go, I actually will take one of those autographs.
Oh yeah, for sure. It pulls out his not expecting. It has the pen ready. Is always told no. It does not have any paper, so he will reach into his back pocket where there's a wallet of just different business cards.
Oh, I see. I thought it was going to be one of those little yellow ring pads.
Oh, the notepad.
Yeah. The construction notepad. Yep.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to steal. I'm gonna have to change it to that one. Steal that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just steals a little notepad. All right. Yep. It's very crinkly. Fix it. Wave. Index. You did a job. Rips it off and gives it to you.
I take it, and I put it in my pocket, and you see me take the time to buckle my pocket, and it's there we go.
Sorry about that.
No.
What?
Young man, do you want one?
What? An autograph?
I mean, yeah.
If you're offering, I guess. Sort of.
Well, you know, that's kind of. I'm just saying, I don't really give out these often, and then like I guess an autograph. And, you know, maybe I don't want to give you an autograph. It starts to put everything back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I-
Again, thank you both for what you did today, and I mean, if you ever want to go pro, pointing over to Wave, and you ever need to get a job, I get pointing over to Noah. I can figure something out. I'm sure.
When you point at me, there's a visual flinch. I'm like,
Oh no.
If you could, that would be. What I did, it's not really. I didn't really do it out of courage. It's just. It's the only way I can help. I've got these powers, and I can't use them right. Every time I try to, I get overwhelmed. People get hurt.
you did something, though. You sure did something. And that's something. And it was, as much as you may not think so, it was really cool.
I couldn't do nothing. But if I can do more, you know, if I can take this burden I've been given and use it to help people, that'd be great.
Something I've always told when I was a younger hero. It's not the power that makes the hero. It's how the hero uses the power that makes the hero. I think your power is strong, and like I said, you just knocked that boy out like bam on the ground. But yeah, everyone else also I saw where it could be a burden. Pointing over to the very groggy first responders.
Yeah, you see two straight up like EMTs just like picking themselves off the ground.
But I mean, you know, I'm sure I'll talk to Paragon. I'll talk to Perry, and we'll get this. I'm sure he's worked with a lot of young kids, troubled young kids like yourself, who can't really control it. When he first started being a hero, every time he tried to, don't tell no one I told you this. He's gonna get real low. Don't tell this between me, you, and you and a fence post.
Oh right.
When he tried flying for the first time, he could only fly feet first, so he was flying upside down whenever he tried to go up.
Whoa.
It was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
So he was like falling, but like up.
He was falling like up. Yeah.
Can you call that falling with style?
He could have, but he's not very good at the whole talking thing.
Oh.
He got better at it with age.
Is the offer for a job open?
I mean,
I'll ask. Fix It. You could set up a meeting tomorrow if you wanted. You could literally ask.
I mean, I could set up it tomorrow if you really. If you guys are serious about this, they're always looking for soups.
I think there's swing by Suits HQ tomorrow. That kind of moment.
Yeah, you can swing by. Not my office. Locks the Winnebago.
Noah's just like nodding and like going through his phone and like writing down a note in his phone. He's like, "Oh yeah, that'd be great. That'd be." Both of you immediately yawn as well.
What the fuck?
No,
yeah, you're really tired all of a sudden.
6:30 p.m. It's past my bedtime.
I need to get to the building. Holy, okay.
Yeah. I'll be in touch. I guess. Thanks.
Yeah.
By the way, could y'all give me some kind of information of yourself, like a phone number or address, so I can get in contact with you?
pull out a very broken, old-looking phone, and I just flick it on, and I show you my phone number.
Takes off his goggles, puts on tiny glasses. 2, 4, one at a time, putting them in his own phone.
Noah will just grab like a pen and on the notepad that Mr. Fixit was using, will write down his phone number, and then under address he'll write NA.
All right. You got your own Winnebago? It's nice.
I'm homeless.
Oh.
Well, I mean, same.
Also, I guess same. I live in the basement of an old building over there, and I point towards where the like.
All right, boys, this is too sad. Hang on, everyone get in the bago. Can I
no,
call
it's okay.
Paragon?
I think you call Paragon and you load everyone in the Winnebago. It is straight up like Greg Universe's Winnebago from Steven Universe. It is it like has the bed in the back and all the stuff. But you all pile in. You call Paragon, and there is always room in the suit's housing. And with you know them, it's not even pulling some strings. You just call Paragon. Paragon contacts the people he knows, and within the hour, I think the 3 of you are arriving. You just park in the Winnebago in the suit's housing parking lot, but the 3 of you entering the suit's housing, and I think unintentionally, wink and wave, you have just been signed up as roommates.
Oh.
It works. Yeah.
As
right,
we
well, if
enter,
you need me, I'll be in the bago.
As we enter your apartment, it is the largest room you've ever been in. It is a very large apartment. These are like old, what were probably old like office rooms, like were specifically like a floor meant for an entire department or something has been converted into a singular room for people to live in. And as the 2 of you enter your currently blank, but we'll see how you decorate it next time, room, we see Fixit heading down to the Winnebago. And I think we'll pick up next time with Wink and Wave. We're going to see where they lived and what they're moving into their new place as we start up next time. Thank you 3 for that scene. That was awesome. I love that just came super fucking naturally. But I think that's it for today.
Hell yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You know what? Thank you all so much. That was awesome.
Give me an excuse to engage in roleplay. I will take a mile.
Oh, yeah, no, this game is going to be a lot more about that sort of roleplay and everything. The only reason it was a little bit logistical this session was we're still establishing things, but next session is going to be very, very primarily you-led with where y'all are going and what y'all are doing and that kind of thing. As we are establishing our team. But awesome, thank you so much, everyone. But that is it. That's it for us. We could de-introduce. We still have an Aqua. Do you wanna really quick give us your outro?
Stay hydrated. Untrip
There we
yourselves.
go.
Okay.
Be cool.
Connor, your outro next. Go.
Me. Everywhere Distortion Double.
Gaius, your outro. Go.
Gaius goes pause everywhere. Smile. Smile.
Ray, your outro. Go.
Key or Calligraphy Inc. on various platforms. I do art.
Their art is incredible. They're also helping out with the Vagabond TTRPG. It's really cool.
Yay!
All right, I'm looking for people we can send to. You know what, Bracky's going. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, Ross, outro.
Ross, it's past my bedtime. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Ross.
All right, we're gonna raid out to Bracky.
My father and I are...
Oh, that was, you heard some sound there. My father and I. Raid Bracky Zoid. Oh, I fucking spelled that wrong. Backslash. I did the K instead of the H.
You got this. Mer.
Oh my god, I just had two. Oh my, I hate myself right now.
You got this.
Don't hate my friend.
Do we do it this time? You gotta be kidding. Alright. I forgot to put a space that time. It's been the most silly mistakes every time.
You got this.
There we go. We did it. I think.
Yeah. First try.
We've done it.
First try. Wait, did it not work? What? Getting the bago.
Getting the bago.
Getting the bago.
Everyone get the bag.
Did I just get a roommate?
There we go. I got it. It only took 5 tries, y'all.
No, it's first try.
Oh, you're done.
Alright,
All
what's
right.
her tag?
Getting the
I
bago.
typed it into
Getting
chat.
the
I did
bago.
type it into
Get
chat.
the
I'm a
bago.
fucking loser. Alright. Well, go
Getting the bago.
get in the bago.
Eh.
Go say hi to Bracky. And thank you all for being here. I probably won't be a super long campaign, but I'm very thankful to do it with my friends. We'll catch you later.
Do-do-do.
All right, I'm gonna
Bye.
do the title card thing, so I know when to send people out, and then I will rate us out. Do-do. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye now. Bye bye.